Peace. That this is what I'm saying. How they've been cutting me off. See, that's how I know. Like a lot of things have been happening that lets me know that I'm being targeted because the things that I'm doing are really revolutionary. They really change the status quo in Black women's status. They will change it, and when Black women are elevated, the race is elevated. This is why they're cutting me off. You know, over these phones. It doesn't matter how charged my phone is. They're cutting me off and then now as soon as I started talking about Europe being Black, you don't associate Europe with Caucasian. Europe was Black too. So when you say, oh, a European and this and this and that, you're not talking about white. Rant Radio, he's in Europe. KMD, he's in Europe. There's a lot of fine Black revolutionary brothers in Europe. So don't say European like it means white or American like it means white. All of these places were indigenous prior. All these places had Black people. Like I said, the Moors brought them crackers, brought them Caucasians, brought them cavemen and women out of the dark ages because white people keep diseases. White people bring diseases. White people bring plague. Black people, our skin and our melanin, our hair texture, our genetics protect us against these things that white people have adversity to. Because they are not part of nature the same way Black people are. There is a difference. So they didn't let me and that's another reason I stopped going live, because they always interrupting my stuff, always interrupting these things. Like I said, the revolution won't be televised. They've already been messing with my YouTube channel. So all I want to say is like I said, this is why I'm sick of going on social media, going live, trying to do uploads, this and that. I'm a targeted individual. Powers that be, the Masonic orders, the frat boys, the fraternal order of whatever in Chicago. We know we got the fraternal order of the cops, but you got other fraternities. Watch out for these college grads. See if they joined an organization. See if they joined a sorority or fraternity. You work around people. You rub shoulders with people. You network with people. But a lot of these people are part of fraternal orders that cannot allow Black people to succeed. And any Black person that has a revolutionary potential to change the status quo, any Black person who is pro-Black, who loves himself, gets along with other Black people, does not allow white people to come segregate them and separate Black unity in the workplace, romantically, socially, religiously. Black people need to stick together. But a lot of you Black women, you want to talk shit about each other. Black men don't have problems sticking together. Black men have a problem sticking with Black women. Black women have a problem sticking together. Because all sisters are not alike. You got Black women who know sisterhood, and you got Black women who got too much cracker in their blood to really be a sister to Black women. Know the difference, sisters. A real Black woman has the inclination of sisterhood, like a real brother does. A real Black man has the inclination to be with Black women. You around Black men that are too busy letting white women be all in their face and create illusions and distractions so he doesn't connect with you and connect with his soul, with his God, through connecting to you. And I know it doesn't have to be sexually. I'm talking about socially right now. You see how many Black men allow white women to come segregate them from Black women? A real black man is not going to allow a white woman to come segregate him. Is not going to allow a white man to come interrupt the conversations and come do this and that because it makes white people nervous when dark-skinned black people get together, show unity, and aren't worried about them. White people can't stand it when black people are not worried about them and we're doing fine on our own. We don't need white people all the time. We need to stop acting like we need white people. Socially. Yes, you're going to get treated differently if you're in a group with all black people, dark skin, than you would if you were in a mixed group with some white people. So what? You know how many black men date white women so they can have an easier life because it's hard to be black and they don't want to have the responsibility of dealing with the level of racism they would deal with dating a black woman. So you would rather be a sex slave and a sex toy than to be a real man. Black men castrate themselves all the time because they don't want the responsibility of being a black man. Black women do the same thing. You give up your crown because you don't want the responsibility because it's too heavy for you. Yeah, the burden's heavy and it's getting heavier on me, but I got to be here and do what I have to do. Now, unfortunately, everything I said before, the whole reason I started the live stream, the live feed, it didn't get saved because the powers that be deleted it. But I'm glad some of you all got to hear it. I hope you spread the word, but I hope some of you all start speaking up too. And actions speak louder than words. Before you get on your soapbox and start talking about stuff that a lot of you don't live by, try living by it. I love you too. I love you too, dark-skinned God. Try living by it. A lot of you can't talk the way I talk and say the things I say with authority and spiritual wisdom and passion because you don't live by it. You don't love yourself as a black woman. You aren't a natural black woman. You don't have any sisterhood in your bones. You hate other women. You too possessed by Jezebel. A lot of you black men don't love black women, don't respect black women, only like white women, can't wait to get acceptance from white women and white people, can't wait to get a white girl to smile at you. Like that's not the easiest thing in the world when you're a black man in America. Can't wait to get approval from white people and white society to feel better about yourself. I don't need approval from white people. I speak proper English. People liken me to a white girl all day. I don't need their approval. But you black people who don't know your worth and who know that you're inferior and that you're marginalized because you marginalize yourself by the music you listen to, the trash that you watch, the way you dress, the way you act, the people you hang out with, you marginalize yourself. So you have to try to look like white people and get acceptance by white people because you can't reach their standard of dignity. So you're too busy trying to be accepted by them. When you have dignity and you have class and you have education, you don't need approval from whites or from blacks. A lot of you black people are doing shit to get approval from other niggas. Fuck other inferior slave bread minded black people. Be independent, black people. Be independent. Think for yourself. Dress for yourself. Figure out what the fuck. This is the problem with Americans. Figure out the fuck you want to eat. How you going out grown? You not a child where your parents need to plan a diet for you because you don't know how to eat properly and you eat sugar all day. You're not a child. So why the fuck are you asking other people who are adults what they're eating? You can't this is the problem. People can't even decide what they want to eat without consulting another motherfucker. People don't think for themselves. And then when you're a woman who knows what you want and thinks for yourself and isn't all undecisive and like most bitches are, like most females are. When you're a woman who knows what you want and can assert yourself, then you're called gay, or you're lesbian, or you're treated like a man. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how feminine you are, they treat you like a man because you're a woman who knows what she wants and who knows her worth and doesn't want to deal with weak men. And most men are weak. And if a man likens you to being gay or homosexual when you're obviously not, it's because he's afraid. He's not man enough. A man who is less than a man is going to liken a real woman to being a lesbian when she knows her worth and she knows more than him. A lot of men are afraid of women who are more intelligent than they are. Because a lot of men want to use and manipulate women. A lot of men look at women as just a hole they can stick their dick in, and then after that they want to hang out with their boys. But when a woman has worth and substance and is interesting, are you gay? No, I'm just a real woman. Yet the same men who will ask me if I'm gay will date a transvestite and not even realize that you're attracted to a man because your sense of femininity and masculinity is so demonically influenced. Becky's asking me, what are you? Are you something else? And like, I'm gonna reiterate, when white people, or even some black people, but when white people ask you, especially as a black woman, are you mixed? What are you? You know, that it's trying to say that white people are better and you're too good to be just black. You're too poised, you're too beautiful, you're too intelligent. Your hair is too long and too naturally long and beautiful for you to just be black. You know too much. You have too much pride in who you are to just be black, because there's no reason to be proud of being black. That's what they mean. They want to claim a stake on your beauty, your intellect, and your hair and all of this. No, it's because I'm black. What they're saying is that black women are ugly, and you're not ugly. You're not stupid. You're not like all these inferior other black women who I can always look down on because I'm a white girl. But I can't look down on you, Chastity. That's what they're saying. Chastity, I can't look down on you. I can't marginalize you into that box for black women. You're too beautiful. Black men are attracted to you and white men are attracted to you. So there must be something about you that me as a white woman, I can't compete with. I can't influence men against you. Are you white too? What are you? Because you're too different to just be black. I'm a real black woman. The reason I'm like this is because I'm not mixed with all that cracker like a lot of other black women are. See, the reason black women don't know how to do their hair is you got too much white in you. You got too much recessive genetics in you. So you don't know how to do your hair. You don't take pride in it. You hate yourself because you got cracker in you. Can't no white, ugly ass, recessive ass, caveman, cavewoman, dog with fleas come and tell a African human being not to like themselves unless you already got that hatred in you. And that hatred, that self-hatred comes from being bred by whites. It comes from that interracial breeding during slavery, black men being the sex slave to white women. And you passing through a white birth canal that has that hatred. White men raping the black woman. Forcing that cracker in the children where they hate themselves. That hatred comes from being mixed, not from being black. Self-hatred comes from being mixed. Yeah, some black people have gone through a lot of social programming that started in the home. If a black person is growing up and not liking themselves and is insecure with the way they look because they're black, then their parents instilled in them hatred for black and love for white. There are several black parents who instill in their children light skin is better. It is not natural. It's not in our nature to live in fear. It's not in our nature to hate ourselves when we are genetically dominant and made in God's image. It's not in our nature to want to be anything like a cave beast that we civilized. It's not in our nature to love our oppressor and to love our enemy and to still be sex slaves when we are free. It's 2019. Why are you still interracially dating black men? You don't have to sleep with these women anymore like you did when you were on the plantation and the white people would keep black men and black women from being together, would break up the families. You see how that works? Black men, why are you still being a sex slave to white women? Oh, you still trying to prove something to white men by sleeping with his woman. Idiot. I can't be nice to black people anymore. When, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, when you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That's why I haven't been going live. Every time I turn around, and it's not every time I turn around. What I mean is this. There are several black men who do good things, have a sense of pride, who would and will go out of their way for black women, for me. There are several sisters who have shown sisterhood, who I respect too, because they're doing things for black women, for black people, for themselves, first and foremost. But the things that I say, the things I'm talking about, that's when it you know what I'm saying, when I get passionate about confronting white supremacy. Confronting white supremacy. Black High Priestess is about confronting white supremacy and combating it and defeating it. And that starts with the white supremacy in yourself. White supremacy is in everyone. It's something that's instilled in everyone in America, and it's up to you to combat it. Same thing with white people. A lot of you white people can't confront the white supremacy. Racism is one thing, but white supremacy it's beyond race. It's about color. White supremacy is about color. White supremacy is about that superficial thing of keeping white people in power, and white is about color. It's not in a black woman's nature to want to destroy her natural crown, to look like a woman who hates you and who wishes she could look like you. Every time you see a black woman wearing weave or wearing a wig for any reason other than a medical one, for any reason other than a medical hair loss reason, you see a casualty of white supremacy. White women are gonna look at you and you know what I'm saying, feel better about themselves knowing that black women think that I'm better, and they know that I'm better, and they want to look like me even though they look like clowns, because they know that that a white woman is better than them. Yet every time you see a white woman wearing afro, wearing braids, trying to, you know what I'm saying, You see somebody who says, I see the beauty in black women, and I want to imitate that. That speaks more. Imitating that beauty, it speaks more than trying to date outside your race. A lot of times dating outside your race for men, because women just is kind of innocent bystanders. Yeah, white women actively date black men as an act of racism and white supremacy, as an act of superiority, as an act of segregating. Yet when it comes to men and who men choose, you know, Men, a lot of times, they date for color. Black men. White men do too. But as a woman, says more when you imitate the aesthetics of a woman of another race or nation than it does dating outside your race. A lot of black women who wear weave and who wear wigs and try to imitate white aesthetics, they wouldn't date a white guy. They would never date a white guy. That's what I mean when I say for a white woman to imitate a black woman's beauty and not go around dating black men and doing what's easy, but actually imitating the black woman's beauty and saying, I find beauty in that race. I find beauty in those women. See, a white woman going around dating black dudes, a lot of times she don't want to look like a black woman. She wants to feel that she's better than a black woman. She wants to know that I'm better, and it's easy for me to feel better if I can get a guy to date me and disrespect the women of his race so I can feel better. You see what I'm saying? Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. Not having someone be your sex slave. There's nothing more racist than the propaganda and the perpetuation of interracial dating and relations and sex through pornography a lot of times. There's nothing more racist to me than that. Than saying, black people they have their education, they have wealth, they're growing their own food, they're embracing their African culture. What can we still do to make them feel inferior or to feel superior? Date them, keep them from having sex and having babies, Planned Parenthood. To me, the biggest act of racism to date is programming the black man to date outside his race. Because the black men who date outside their race are the men with money. Broke niggas will come at black women all day. Niggas with babies and baby mamas ain't have nothing to offer, low educated, probably been in jail a time or two or something. They love black women, right? But black men who are educated, who have money, who stay whipped up, who have careers, they hate black women. They won't date black women. They could if they wanted to. But they'll date a white woman more broke, more ugly than a black woman. See, you can get a black man and he'll date a white trash woman instead of a qualified black woman. What does that tell you? It tells you no matter how much money you give a monkey, no matter how much money you give a nigger, he's still going to be a nigger. You can give a slave off the plantation access to the White House, he's still going to act like a nigger. But a real man would find a sister Stop cleaning up these trashy ass white women just because they white. Why don't you clean up a black woman who comes from poverty, who isn't trash? Black men love white trash women. That's just how it is. But if I speak up for it, when I speak up and talk about how much harder it is to be a black woman than it is to be a white woman, how black men make it hard, how other black women make it hard, then you have to deal with white supremacy. When I talk about those things, you know, yeah, people agree and everything, but it's just like you expect black women to keep being silent. I don't know why any black woman would not talk about what we have to deal with. What we have to deal with, because white women are given credit for things and given things. We don't have any men in our race, yet the only men who are eligible won't date us. And we're supposed to be silent about it. We're supposed to be silent about the programming happening in our race to keep us from doing the revolution that we have already done. We are growing our food. Black people, we're farming, we're buying land, we're starting our own businesses. We have Black Wall Street already. We just have to realize it and get with it. Buy black. Yeah, there's several products on the shelf. Find out how many of those are black owned, because all these fucking products you see at Whole Foods and even in Walmart and all these other things, a lot of those started from black business owners, and these white people are coming and rubbing shoulders with black people, and they're starting business because they got the time, the money. Jews stick together. They have the money and all the influence to create their businesses. Meanwhile, black people who have the actual product and the actual talent, the actual skills, the actual chemistry to make these products, can't barely get on. And white people are stealing our recipes and stealing and interfering with our businesses. And you see white people's products all on these shelves. But black people started in the hood being creative. So before you go and buy some shit on the shelf, see, is there a black person in your hood who's making toothpaste or toothbrushes, who has a dry cleaning service, who makes several black women make beauty products. But before you go to the store and go to Walmart and buy something cheap, see if a black woman is making some around you or online. Order online from a black owned business if you have to. But making the black dollar bounce is paramount. It's paramount. I never before have I really seen, until I became a business entrepreneur, have I really seen the importance in denting white supremacy by not buying and spending money with them. So there are a lot of ways. There even there's clothes and stuff. And if you have to spend more money to get something good quality that's made from a black person, spend that more money. Because a lot of times black people, we're underselling ourselves. We're not charging more. We're not charging as much as we should. We're underselling ourselves because we're doing it for revolution. Black people, it's time to stick together. Like I said, I'm mad my whole other upload got deleted and everything. But again, it's not our nature to live in fear and be afraid. You all don't. I did another upload talking about the dude on the bus who's sitting here getting mad at the bus driver for beeping the horn and trying to get around some crazy woman who couldn't drive, saying she could have pulled out a gun and she could have had this and that. Man, what the fuck are you afraid of? She was wrong. And you're getting mad at the bus driver for doing his job and everything because you're afraid of getting shot. You're afraid of some crazy driver having roadways and shooting you. Nigga, is you from Chicago or not? The fuck is you afraid of? You afraid of getting shot? You don't know how to dodge bullets by now? Like what? Like seriously. And I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to say anything like off color. I'm just keeping it real. Motherfuckers act like they don't know. It's not our nature to go out and be afraid of anything. It's not the nature of a black man to be afraid of a woman getting mad at you and being irate. Dudes out here afraid of a woman. How could you ever be a man to one? Or a father? You live in fear. Anything can happen to you when you leave a house. But you know what I'm saying? We don't need black men out here who are afraid to discipline, afraid to speak up, where a black woman always has to speak up for what's right and speak up against things. And the black men are too busy defending fuckery, defending nonsense, defending ignorance, rudeness. And that's another thing with you black men. If you're with a woman, know how to defend her. A lot of you black men men in general too, you don't know how to be with a really attractive woman. You don't get that other women are going to come at us. Other women are going to start and try and flirt with you and try and do this to try and make, you know what I'm saying? And you let it happen. A lot of you men don't know how to defend your woman against another man or another woman. I don't want to date. I don't want to be around you weak ass men who weren't raised right. You fucking weird ass women who act weird around me and everything because you ain't never really met like a real black woman, a real lady. You don't know. I just fuck up your whole paradigm when you meet me because you're so busy watching TV and watching that type of stuff. You never actually met a real witch, like the real black high priestess, a woman with real spiritual power, knowledge, and wisdom, and knowledge of self. And then you start acting weird. You women act weird and everything because you don't know how to, because you don't have that sisterhood in you to show admiration. So you got to act weird because you don't want to show admiration, yet you want to be like me, but you don't know how to show admiration with respect. So you act all weird. But then you're going to start dressing like me, doing your hair like me, trying to walk like me, trying to talk like me, trying to be pro-black. You're not as if you know what I'm saying? This is a lifestyle. It's not a hairstyle. My crown is real because I live by that. That's why a lot of you women, you have to wear fake locks and faux locks and fake hair and this and that because you could never really be real. You can try and do your hair like me, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you sisters don't have the right body shape to try and look like me. I'm not shaped like a West African woman. It's not superficial. Black high priestess is not a hairstyle you can put on. It's not lipstick that you can put on. It's not nails that you can go get done. This is a lifestyle. And my crown is heavy. And a lot of you sisters, you know what I'm saying, you be crushed under the weight of one lock. The wisdom, the power, the black revolution, the voodoo, and one of my locks, y'all couldn't hold on your head. You be grounded, you be crushed, you be 6 feet under from the weight of a real crown. So a lot of you females need to stop. You want to be real, start the way I did. Embrace how your hair looks with no chemicals, no additives, no straightener. Embrace the natural length of your hair and don't worry about someone calling you a man. You want to keep it real, black women? Let's see how you really look. Start from scratch like I did. When it came to being a woman, being black high priestess, growing my crown. Start from scratch. Be celibate for a year. Start from scratch. Lose all of your friends, all your little ratchet ass friends and them bummy ass niggas that you hang out with. Start hanging out with people who have something to offer. Learn how to be in a different social setting. So when you go somewhere that has class, where you have to poise yourself and act dignified because you're around other rich, classy people. And trust me, all rich people ain't classy. But you know what I'm saying? Start from scratch. Stop trying to put on an act and take some of that shit off and see what you look like completely naked and get with God, get with the Most High. Put that on. Put on some faith and see, don't you glow different? See, don't people look at you different? People notice different things when you add spiritual purity and cleanliness to it. People notice you differently. And I'm not going to get, and as you can see, I'm done giving away the mysteries of voodoo. I'm done giving away those mysteries. You want some mysteries? Pay for a reading and we'll see what you need to know for you personally. But everybody don't need to know voodoo. You either know it or you don't. If you want to know it, you want to read it, you want something to know, cool. But I'm not about to sit here and just sit up and talk about some mysteries. When the time comes, if I get inspired to, I will. But I'm done. We need to keep it real. Y'all don't need to learn mysteries. You need to learn discipline. You need to learn manhood. You need to learn womanhood. And you need to learn the tactics of white supremacy so that shit stops working on y'all dumbasses. For real. Now, I don't like, you know, I'm just at a point where I'm just I gotta keep it real and I gotta be myself and I gotta call it how I see it because I can only be me. Y'all let white supremacist tactics do do a number on y'all, do too much. Too afraid of white people and white people retaliation and letting white people, play these power dynamics and everything like that. Y'all, get with the Black Revolution. Black people, get with Black Revolution. Then you will know how to pick and choose who you deal with, black or white. Peace and love.